Life.
Let's go live. We are going, mate. Oh dear. Hello, welcome to Real United Talk on the eve of weekend's fixture against Tottenham Hotspur tomorrow. Tonight's show is a preview of the game, just our predicted 11. And we're also going to be talking about the news today, which has just come up about the two loan deals for Pereira and Delo, and Edison Cavani apparently on the verge. So let's get straight into it then, Pancart. Since you're late, you can go first. All
Mm.
right.
Yeah,
Predicted team
yeah.
for tomorrow.
The team for tomorrow.
Yeah, team for
Prediction.
tomorrow. What do you think?
I think he's gonna go with the team he played against Brighton. I don't think so. Bai is gonna start. I think De Gea, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, and then the midfield is gonna be Pogba, Bruno, and Matic, and then the front three is gonna be Rashford, Martial, Greenwood.
Okay. All right. Fair enough, mate. It's pretty straightforward and simple. Diedrich,
Yeah.
mate, what do you think? Same team that was against Brighton?
Which match? We played Brighton
Well,
twice this week.
yeah, I think Pancart's on about the Premier League match.
The Premier League one.
No, I wouldn't. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing a few changes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing B come in for Lindelof, Williams come in for
Luke Shaw.
Shaw. Yeah, and I think Pogba. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about starting Pogba, but yeah, maybe give Pogba. I keep.
He had a good game against
It's at
Brighton.
Spurs, isn't it?
No, it's at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Is it Old Trafford?
Yeah, I thought it.
Yeah.
I thought
Is that Old Trafford? Yeah.
Yeah, I keep getting mixed up. I'm thinking. So I'd change those two. But that'd probably be the only two. Yeah, I think Pogba maybe just gets in.
Yeah. Well, I would make 4 changes. I would certainly go with Henderson in goal after his performance in the League Cup so far. I think he's been better. I think Wan-Bissaka goes at right back. I think Bailly Maguire, like you said. I think Brandon Williams, like you said. Midfield, I would like to see Matic. I'd like to see Pogba dropped because he has been substituted. Since we've restarted. So I'd like to see Van de Beek in there. He's had the 90 minutes under his belt. He's fully fit. I'd like to see Bruno in it at the top. And then I think the front three picks itself. Mason, Martial, Greenwood.
Yeah.
Mason, great Rashford, doesn't it? So, yeah, I think bench-wise, though,
Yeah.
I want to. What do you think on the bench, Pankaj? Because it's been very mixed.
Yeah.
Since the start of the season, it's been a very mixed bench, not very attacking bench. Igalo's not been on the bench. Right? So
I think the reason for Igalo not being on the bench is he's leaving in January, so he's not gonna get game time, and he's not been really effective in games where coming off the bench. So I can see why the club are going in for Cavani.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly a striker. He's a world class striker in his day, man. On top form, he's a world class striker. He has Champions League experience, and I'm seeing United fans going to meltdown. I've seen some guy on with a YouTuber on some United, claiming that they're the best fan channel in the world, Man United fan channel, and the guy comes on and says he's the next Falcao. I mean, shut up, man. I mean, he's a world class striker on his day, man, and he's not like he's gonna start every game at the age he is. Maybe he's gonna be backup. Maybe he could start over Greenwood. You never know. And in terms of, it's gonna be beneficial to Greenwood in a way because Greenwood is a young striker. He's mainly played. He's mainly meant to play as a number 9, in my opinion, because he's not a proper right winger. Is he, Greenwood? I don't think so. He's a proper right winger. He can do a job as a right winger, but he isn't a right winger. So if Cavani comes in, he can learn a lot from Cavani, in terms of the experience he could give, provide, and Greenwood could learn from him. And people are not seeing the positive side of things. Cavani is a striker who is really good in the box. In instant, he's a good finisher. He's good He's good. He can head the ball. He's good at heading the ball. He's a clinical striker. People forget that. Like, I mean, if Everton or any other team were linked to him, they would say, "Oh, what a signing." If it's United, so you know, they would say, "Oh, he's only coming for the money. He's the ace thing and all." I can get that, but he's a good player. Like, you can't deny that. If it works, it works. But there is no risk because he's on a free transfer, right? I don't know what you are going to say on that.
Well, Diedrich, I think you brought up a great point there about Mason learning. Mason doesn't really have anyone. If he's going to be the future number 9 at United, he doesn't really have anyone to learn from. I mean, Martial's not that much older, nor's Rashford, So there isn't really Igalo doesn't really get enough games for him to learn off of him. So in that respect, you would have to say Cavani coming in would be a good choice. I mean, if you're looking at it that way, as terms of a player though, and his ability, what do you think? Is it a good deal for United?
Well, you got to look at it on two different sides of the spectrum. Is he an upgrade on Igalo? Yes, most definitely. Yeah. But I just think we should be maybe trying to get someone a little bit younger. And with Man United, for Christ's sake, no one or anyone else has even tried signing him. I think Leeds tried signing him. I can't think of many other teams that were in for Cavani, and he's been a free agent for a couple of months. And
Real Madrid
haven't been in for
and Juventus. Yeah, they were. Fabrizio said that they were.
I've never once seen Ronaldo say that Real. If Real Madrid were after him, why is he not already there? You're not telling me he's picking us over Real Madrid.
It's the wages. We paid him more wages. That's why.
No, I don't believe you on that one. I think that one's bullshit. I've heard Atletico Madrid. I've not heard Real Madrid. I've heard Atletico
Real Madrid and Juventus. Three of them. There were three of them. Atletico,
why would
Real Madrid, and
Juventus want him? Why would Juventus want him? They got Ronaldo up top, and I think they've just got Dzeko.
As a backup, they would want him.
Backup what? A fucking kit, boy. Come on. Okay. Come on, man. Come on. He's an okay striker, I guess, but you got to remember, like I said, we figured out the other day that he turns 34 in February. The guy's never played in the Premier League. This isn't time to be coming into the Premier League at that age.
Zlatan didn't play in the Premier League.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near as good as Zlatan. He's a B-Tech Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Come on, man. Haven't you watched him play before? Haven't you watched him play before 5 years ago?
Of course I've seen him play. I've seen him do well at PSG.
Marcus, man, help me.
I've seen him do okay at Napoli.
Marcus rates him as well. I've seen him talking about Cavani.
He's a good striker. I've got to say, I'll agree with Pankaj in this one. I've not heard the Real Madrid thing. I've got to say that. But I think in terms of player and quality, I would take him. I really would. If they can nab him with the wages, I would say probably about 150 grand. Could push 200.
I understand what you're saying about the whole he'll teach the youngsters, but we thought that about Zlatan. We thought Zlatan will be teaching Martial and Rashford, and that wasn't the fucking case at all, was it?
No, but look who was in charge. That's not his way of doing.
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, mate. You look at that. But the stats for Cavani being at PSG. So he joined PSG. Let me see. I want to say it was about 2013, 14.
I'd probably say about 2015.
15, yeah. Okay. So he's been there for 3 years. He scored 187 goals in 276 appearances. Right. I mean, I know it's only, people will say it's only the French league, blah blah blah, but you still got to put the ball in the back of the net. All right. Judging on that and the fact that he's 33 years old, why can't he do it in the Premier League like people say Zlatan did, Pankaj? I mean, he's coming into the Premier League a year younger or possibly around the same age as Zlatan did. So his goal ratio for PSG, you've got to say it's impressive. Near enough a goal every other game.
Yeah. And experience for the Champions League as well, For the Champions League, yes, Champions League pedigree. People forget that. Come on, like.
Yeah. Experience in the Champions League, what? getting knocked out after a 4-0 lead against Barcelona, getting knocked out
PSG.
by us, then getting knocked out in the final last year. He hasn't exactly had the.
That's a PSG thing, man. That's a PSG thing. It's not
And
because of him. It's the whole
who
team.
does fucking Cavani play for?
No one
PSG.
now.
Oh God. No, but he's a top quality striker. You can't deny that.
He's a good quality striker. I just don't think he'll be able to do it in the Premier League. Fair enough. Clip up this video. If I'm wrong in 6 months' time, I'll hold my hands up and I'll say I'm wrong.
But would he improve the squad? Would he get us some goals? Because
He's
he lack
an
goals as well.
upgrade he's an upgrade on the goaler. But then you've got to ask yourself: would City go for him? No. Would Liverpool go for him? No. Would Chelsea go for him? No. Would even Arsenal go for him? No. Would Tottenham go for him? No.
Chelsea just signed Silva, Thiago Silva. Did they sign?
Yeah. Hang on, Pankos. To counteract that, right?
Yeah.
Aguero, Jesus, right? Mane, Firmino, Salah, right? Or Aubameyang, Lacazette. Chelsea maybe as a bench option because I'm not a lover of Abraham.
How about Giroud?
But even then, but I mean Giroud, right? You look at his age. He can't be far off Cavani. They must be around the same age, right? And even Giroud can, still fucking score a goal when called upon. I'm not sure if he's still selected for the France squad, but he can still do it in the Premier League, mate. So I think to write him off, Diedrich, well, I wouldn't say you're writing him off, but I think to cast a bit of a doubt. Yeah, to undermine him at the minute.
I just think we should be aiming our fucking standards a little bit higher.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. We should have been going in for like the fucking Werner or, Lewandowski when he was available. It should be that class, that caliber of player. But at this moment in time, the way we do deals, mate, you got to say it's probably the best option for United out there because they're tight with the money.
Does it not stink of desperation to you, though?
Yeah, it does
to me.
It does.
I said to you the other night, mate, this deal, right, Cavani and the other one, was it fucking Tellez, I think. It's Woodward. It's got his name all over it, mate. You want a striker, I'll get you a striker, top class in his day, world class striker. We did it with Zlatan, we can do it again. That's a Woodward deal. Tellez deal. They want out of $1 million. He's saying now we ain't going over fucking 10 or 12 because we can get him in January.
They want the free transfers because they are, short. I don't know what. It's short of money, business. I don't know.
They want big name players, mate, for as cheap as possible, and it don't work like that.
But to be honest, with this Cavani one, right? I think you have something to back the sign-in with because he is a quality striker, and I know it may be a panic sign-in, but we got Zlatan on a free as well, so it's a what kind of sign-in? But we signed players as well with fees like Bailly, Pogba, this big sign-in. So I'm not saying we can't still. I'm not saying we will sign Sancho, but if we sign Sancho and Telles as well, because you never know what it can happen in the transfer window. Mad things happen, like suddenly we link to Cavani, signed him one day in just a day. So
I just think this reminds me of Falcao, Di Maria. It's just giving me those vibes.
Come, be positive. It could
be positive.
That's what I'm telling
you taking the fucking
I want to be positive.
I can't be positive. There's nothing. I mean, it's a signing at the end of the day. It is an upgrade on the goal, but I just think, like I said, I think we should have gone for better. I think even Luka Jovic is relatively unproven, but he's young. That's a no risk. That's a no risk deal for me. You've got somebody with points to prove, failed at Madrid, something like that. Someone who's going to fucking want to prove himself, rather than somebody who has proved himself and is now over the hill.
Don't you think he has a character? He's somewhat he could be a character on the field.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
We lack personnel on the pitch. We lack bit of experience. Like
I just don't see it. I know everyone's going to make the comparison to Zlatan, but I don't get that same vibe. The thing with Zlatan, everyone was like, "Fucking, this is Zlatan Ibrahimovic." Even a past it, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Cavani.
Okay, look at Real Madrid. They have so many experienced players. Ramos. I know Ramos is a very good centre back already.
If you compare
at that age,
Sergio Ramos to Cavani, I'm going to punch you.
I'm not comparing. He's a centre back. I'm not comparing, but in terms of the personal, in terms of what he's doing at that age, he's still a good top quality centre back. And Cavani is still a top quality striker. He's not a dead striker. Do you think he's a dead striker? Completely.
Kinchuk's joined the debate as well.
Okay.
Welcome, mate. Alex is in
Okay.
there as well.
Welcome. Yeah.
He said we need a technical director because it's going to be 8 years since we got Ed Woodward and had David Gill for 10 years.
Yeah.
The difference is astonishing. Two people almost the same time spent. One made the club amazing and the other ruined it. Again, fair point. That the stats. If you look at the last 8 to 10 years, by Pancard, you look at the last 8 to 10 years, and you got to say what Kinchuk's saying there is right. David Gill did fucking wonders for us, and Woodward has basically dragged us through the mud. If anyone's interested, Leeds and Man City finished 1-1.
Yeah.
Director of football, Deidre.
I just watched the game. I mean, Leeds are really good.
Yeah. I thought that was a good game, mate, to be honest. Director of football, do you think that's a missing piece in this jigsaw?
No.
Do you not think it would have any significance to it?
Because even they interviewed Everett for it, Everett turned it down because he said that's not a real job. It's not a real director of football job. And apparently Rio turned it down as well. Because it's basically you're being put there as someone to be shot at. Unless it's a genuine director of football job where you can bypass the fucking CEO, you do the negotiating, you go to the manager, who do you want, and I'll get them. That sort of thing. And I can make the decision upon the ultimate decision of whether fucking thing it, then yeah. But it's not going to be that. It'll be a case of I'll ask Ollie, Ollie will tell me who he wants, and then I'll tell Ed Woodward, and Ed Woodward will go and try and get him. It's not a real job. Woodward would not relinquish control over that side of it. Because as soon as somebody's seen how much we got, and he'd be like, right, well, I'm spending all that. And they'd be like, well, no. And Ed Woodward would be like, well, no, we've got to keep some for ourselves. He doesn't want that information to get out there.
Panko's technical director, would it make a difference?
I think it could because, technical director, what I feared, like they kind of get a budget. You kind of get a fixed budget, and you have to make commitments when a person comes into a job. And if a person comes as a technical director into a job, he needs commitments, and he needs from Ed Woodward and what are the board that how many budget he's going to get, what he's going to work with that budget, and what players he can get with that budget. And a technical director is influential in how we negotiate for players, because he in terms of what we do is, okay, Ollie tries and calls the players on the phone and tries to convince him to come, but it's up to the board and Matt Judge to negotiate, and we don't negotiate well. So getting a technical director could influence
Fair enough.
of the player.
I think, Martin's in the comments as well. Martin says, let's judge it as an independent situation. It's strengthening our attack. And yeah, I've got to say, I agree with Martin.
You would.
Well, no, it makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, you look at it, you got a name coming in here, right? They want to sell shirts, right? You look at it from the business point of view. They want a name, a big name as an attacker. It'll sell shirts, mate. The name Cavani, it will. I don't think there's any odds with that. But then you look at the situation, right, with who we're linked with as well. You got Cavani, you got that Jovic lad, Real Madrid, right, and then you got the Dembele lad, and then you got this Sarr lad at Watford, right. Now, if they get Cavani and they get Sarr, because they'll still have 10 days, I think, or 2 weeks after Monday.
The English window doesn't close.
2 weeks.
So would you, that would be 3 players if they get them 2 in, right? That would be 3 players. So Pancard, to you, would that be enough for you if Cavani joins, if they get that Sarr, and we got Van der Beek? Would you declare that as a good window in the current situation?
I'll call it just above average.
Just above average.
A very good window. Just above average. Yeah, it's not good. But in terms of what we had, we generally we were like suddenly we were like expecting no one will sign because of the days passing by. You know, we were like, just slow down. Oh, we are gonna sign anyone. And suddenly
Yeah.
Cavani comes up, and we say, what the fuck? Like panic sign buying this, that, this. I mean, in this situation, like it's like with United fans, like if you don't sign anyone, we moan. We kind of moan. If we sign someone, we moan. So what do you expect? Like, the Cavani was the only option kind of available, free. You can talk to the player. You don't need to negotiate with the club. Easy deal to do. But he's a good player as well. So they kind of seen that business kind of things, and they are seen what the player can offer on the pitch. So Oli might have said, "Yeah, I would go for it." That kind of player, like because like if he, and to be honest, I trust Oli because remember like the kind of things which Oli said he wants to see if the player really wants to come to the club because we are linked to Thiago Alcantara, but he wanted to go to Liverpool. We could have done that deal. It's only 30 million for a player who has won the Champions League with Bayern Munich, and he's a really good midfielder, one of world class midfielder. I consider him as the best midfielder right now in the world, Thiago.
What?
So Thiago Alcantara, seriously I consider him. I don't know why you're saying what. Come on, man. That's
Fucking Kevin De Bruyne.
so. Who do you
And I'm
who
a
do you think?
United fan.
Nah. He's better than De Bruyne, man. I mean, both of them are different kind of players. Can you judge? Like one is a attacking midfielder, one is like a box to
All
box
right,
CDM
then
kind of
Joshua
thing.
Kimmich is better than him.
Huh? You think so? No, I don't think so because what he does on the pitch, he's influential, mate. Like with the Bayern team when they won against PSG, he was influential in that game. He
So
made
was
that
Kimmich.
assist for yeah. Uh, so where was I, Marcus? I forgot the topic.
Mate,
We
I was
just
just
went
sitting there
somewhere
listening
else.
to you two debating. That's great.
No. What I was saying with this window, it's not been great. But if it gets star, I think it would be an average, just above average. But it wouldn't be really good in my opinion.
Okay.
So yeah,
Hang on, Diedrich. So I just want to read this out before I come to you
yeah.
about it. Mohammed Jabbar, he says, I've always wondered, is there any player we signed after Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement who we have transformed to a world class talent? No, I don't think so. Not as top.
The only player I can think of that wasn't is Rashford, but he wasn't the signing.
No.
I wouldn't even put him as world class. I
Hmm?
love Rashford. I don't think he's quite there yet, but I think he will be world class.
He's no,
Martial,
he's no world
Martial
class yet.
maybe.
No, he's no world class yet. He's a good player.
Martial can be world
No,
class, but
no,
he's not.
both are
He's
good
not
players.
world class yet. No.
Mohammed said,
You can
just
call
finished
them very
watching
good
the
players. You can call them good players, but
the way that players have been transformed. We used to have this under Sir Alex Ferguson. We are missing that factor. I thoroughly enjoyed, I hate to say it, but I thoroughly enjoyed watching the way they play football today against Man City. They had 12 attempts, two on
yeah,
target, but they've got a 1-1.
yeah.
They've snatched it. Fucking amazing the way they played. Diedrich, though, them
Yeah.
three signings,
The
if they
championship
happen,
side.
then
Yeah.
yeah, Van der Beek obviously is there. If Cavani comes in, Sarr comes in, how would you rate it?
Awful.
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 Yeah.
Even you can like I said the other day on my live stream. Good little plug there. Even if we get Sancho now, tomorrow, or tonight, or Monday,
Yeah.
and we get
Mm-hmm.
Tellez and we get Cavani and fucking we get somebody else, it's still not a good window. This has been done far too
Why?
late. These deals should have already because I'm going to explain. Basically, these people should have been in already. You're not telling me if
Mm.
Sancho was in and if Tellez was in and fucking if Cavani was in, then we wouldn't have done better against Palace. We've arguably thrown those 3 points away, and we're only getting these players now because we lost against Palace. It's just knee-jerk reaction. At the end of the day, these players should have been in the squad already. They should have been training in the squad. They should have literally been, getting a bit of team morale, training, doing
Mm.
things, meeting the other players, stuff like that. And don't forget, anyone that comes in now, depending on where they're coming from in the UK, is going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks anyway.
No, I think Thiago wasn't quarantined. It depends where you come from, really, because
Yeah, it
Thiago
depends where you
wasn't
come from.
quarantined for Liverpool. Yeah.
I think
So
Germany. I think
Cavani
Germany,
needs to,
you don't
yeah,
need to.
Cavani needs to
Um,
isolate, I think, because he's coming from France, maybe.
well, man,
Yeah.
Kung Lao's in, mate. Kung Lao's in the chat. He says
BK
Cavani will
Lau.
He says
Became
Cavani
Lau,
will be a
yeah.
great addition as a striker that can intimidate defenders. It will be a quick fix. Plus, Cavani does
Oh.
score against big teams and is a clinical finisher. And again, yeah, I think United's transfer policy, right? When they're after their top targets, if they don't get them, they'll look at loans to cover them for the season. They're not going to buy anyone else. And this is why I think the Cavani thing, they were after someone else, don't know who, but it makes
Josh
sense.
King.
Could have been Callum Wilson, mate. He was linked as well, wasn't it? And it's the same with the Dembele thing. Barcelona don't want to let Dembele go because they want a buy option in it. But United do not want a
Mm.
fucking buy option. They just want a loan. So everything just points towards United just this summer, this window being quick fix
Yeah.
to just cover the crack, plug the holes until next season, till the next window, or possibly in January,
Mm.
where they could renegotiate and get them signed up. But the thing is, it's so fucking complicated the way they do business. They're burning their bridges with these clubs because the way United do business is horrendous. They drag
It's
it
not
out.
friendly. It's not friendly. It must be infuriating for the clubs involved. Like I said, Dortmund, if you've got to think now, even if we do stump up the exact amount that Dortmund want and we put it on their doorstep on Monday, they might accept it because it's like, well, they've fucking done what we wanted them to do. They give us the money, but then they'll also have in the back of their mind, they can fuck off if they want to do business with us again. If this is how they're going to be, because they've left it to the last day, and we don't even have time to get a fucking replacement in. If we then want Haaland from them one day, it'll be the exact same case. It'll be a case of same for Jude Bellingham if we ever want to get him from them one day. We don't operate with other clubs in a friendly manner at all.
The thing is,
of all the
Didrix.
absolutely. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say. So no, sorry. Sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna say that that's why we don't have good relationships with clubs because we kind of fuck about and in terms of negotiating. So that's why we can't able to do business with clubs anymore.
Oh, I fully agree. We don't have a nice approach about it, and this is why a lot of the agents have even said it about United and about Matt Judge. They've said they're assholes to work with. You look at the likes of some teams that have like these little friendships, like the likes of Spurs and Real Madrid. They have a good little bond. They tend to do a bit of business between each other. Same for Barcelona and Ajax. Them two seem to have a little thing. I can't think of any club that is like friendly with United.
No, I can't even.
Why? If Woodward's this good businessman, why is he not striking up partnerships with the likes of the Bayern Munichs of the world, the fucking Juventuses of the world, and stuff like that?
Kung Lao says,
BK Lau.
Mate, no, I'll call him Kung Lao. Mate. It's 4 minutes. He says, personality like Cavani is very important on the pitch and in the dressing room. Close your eyes and feel. Does United current attackers scare anyone? I think the only thing United's current
I don't want to close my eyes and picture Cavani. No, thank you. The guy's ugly as sin.
I think the only thing people fear from United's front three at the minute is the pace. And I think you make an exception with Greenwood because he's 2-footed. You don't know which way he's going to go. So I think teams are very wary of that ball over, the through passing behind, splitting the defence. But I think when you got someone with Cavani coming on, 20, 30 minutes from the end, I think defenders might worry about that, mate. They might worry about being bullied. Because Cavani, he's not a fucking mate. Cavani, he's not a wimp. He's not a wimp. He can be a bit of a fucking dirty shit when he wants to be.
So that's the case. Why aren't we going in for Diego Costa?
I would have loved Costa when he left Chelsea at United.
Yeah. But I think he's similar to Costa in what he does, like dirty shit and all. He doesn't take shits. I mean, he does some awful shit like Zlatan does, that type of striker. The mentality like to fucking, bully defenders, to fuck about and, create something.
I think Costa was great, mate. He had that arrogance about him. He had a dirty side to him. Didn't take no shit. That match, I can't remember what season it was when Rojo was marking him. That was hell of a fight, mate. I was more engrossed in watching that battle than the whole game. because they went for each other. They were kicking each other in the back, on the calf and fucking heel, everything. I loved it. I thought it was great. Mohammed says United's recruitment process is the same as my university project work. Plan big, procrastinate till the last day, put something together at the last moment. Mate, yeah, it's spot on. Absolutely spot on. Here's a spitting image of what United's transfer business is like. Pancards then. Going into the last 48 hours, it's just over 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the topic is the big topic. Is this lad coming from Dortmund?
Potential.
Yeah. Is he coming? I see someone sent me a tweet today about some idiot wanting to rent out Old Trafford because he's going to need 75,000 seats to sit down people, which, everyone with common sense knows Man United don't have nothing to fucking do with him.
Look, I can sit here and say that I believe he will come, but it depends on if United put in the bid and it gets accepted. But it depends if they can, match the fee. But the thing with United is they don't do things in the correct way. And if the deal is not off here, because if the deal was off, it would have been out there. Like United would have, informed, or the deal is off, or journalists coming out, because you see with the Hosam Awar, like the midfielder, right, from Lyon, which Arsenal were after. I think Fabrizio came out and said that the deal is officially over. But then the manager of Dortmund is not saying anything that the deal is over. He's like putting things he's twisting things and sentences that we had discussion with United and stuff. But early in the window, he didn't mention United, that we were linked to him. He didn't mention United anywhere, did he? He said Sancho is staying. Dortmund came out and said Sancho is staying. He's staying. He's staying. They didn't mention United, did they? And now they mention United late in the transfer window, so it makes you feel maybe something is happening. And Sancho isn't in the squad. He's pushing the move, I think, because respiratory problems. Are you kidding me?
Right, that's what they said. That's what they said.
Yeah.
He had the test. He's tested negative, apparently.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah, apparently it's chest infection.
Yeah. There's still a possibility,
but then
I would say.
But then there's also people coming out and saying he hasn't missed a game due to illness. He's actually perfectly fine. You've got reports saying he's missed a game due to illness, and you've also one saying he hasn't missed it due to illness. He's doing something.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
So at the minute, then, Pancars, what do you think? You got just over 48 hours because you want him at the club.
I believe he'll come, because if he doesn't come this season, I don't think so. Next season we can get him, because I think more clubs will be in for him. So more clubs will be in for him, and because with the Maguire thing, right? City will link to Maguire, so we kind of paid the fucking money, 80 million something.
Wait. Listen, stop hanging on the past, right? Stop fucking hanging on the past. Don't give me the Maguire Wan-Bissaka. Forget it. It was common knowledge anyway. All right?
Yeah.
So stop hanging on the past. Diedrich, does he come?
I'm losing thinking, but I just kind of lying more in hope now than believe. I kind of think if he doesn't come after a full summer of us chasing him, that looks bad. And I've never known us chase someone for an entire transfer window, especially a summer, and not get them. I've seen us chase somebody for a month or two. Well. I've seen someone chase us for a month or two, or keep getting things. I've seen that, but I've never actually put in bids and get rejected. I've never seen us actually be like get given a price and get told this is how much, and then still not get him. Never known that.
I think it's Griezmann. I think Griezmann.
No, because Griezmann didn't come because it wasn't a case that died before the transfer window even opened because of the whole transfer ban. If you remember, I just kind of believe. I just have to hope that it comes off. But it's like I said, even if we do get him, it'll be fucking 6 weeks too late. Even probably less. This should have been done with weeks ago. I remember when it first started happening. The fucking reports coming out from Romano and all these other people. I remember thinking one night, fucking hell, what's going on? We're actually progressing. We're actually. I remember me and Ross doing that video that Monday. I think we did a video on a Monday or Tuesday night, The news came out on the Friday, and it just kept progressing and progressing and progressing. Just about 2 minutes before me and Ross went live, it came up like Simon Stone. Oh, there's been a thing here. There's been this, and it was like, oh, here we fucking go. And it's just never picked up again since. And I just think
it's
it's
just died
been
down, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. But I'm even hearing reports of fucking Alex Tellez. Apparently, City are going in for him now. I guarantee they won't fucking haggle over 3 million. They'll just go, how much do you want? 18 million. Here you go.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because,
they want a replacement for Zinchenko, don't they?
Because Mendy is currently shit for City. He's not a good left back. Like
they got
so they
Mendy,
might
they
go
got
in
that
for him.
Zinchenko.
Yeah.
I read today
God.
that they're going to offload Zinchenko or offer him as part of the deal for the Tellez thing to do it. It makes sense. Lau says Sancho did not play for the last 2 games due to health problems. Lau also says he doesn't want Sancho. If we get Sancho, we'll just keep overriding his mistakes and change the whole squad. Same cycle again. And Lau's from Austria. Oh, that's nice. We've cornered the Austrian mark.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think on the last show I did, I was
if he's Austrian, time to put a word in with David Alaba.
Yes, yeah, put a word in for that. I don't think we'll get Tellez. I'm going to change my mind now. Not after what I've read today. I don't think we'll get him. I think the one we'll get will be Cavani, and we'll nab someone from the Premier League. That's what I think.
I think if we do it,
Sancho,
it'll be a disgrace.
Mate, I think if Sancho don't come, right, and I don't think he is going to come. I've never believed he was going to come. But if he doesn't come, I think next year he goes to Madrid or Liverpool, because Klopp's relationship with Dortmund is so much fucking better, so much healthier, so much more respectful. The way Liverpool do business is just so much more straightforward than what
I just
United
don't
bring to the
know.
table.
I've got to admit, I don't see it. If Liverpool, they had to fucking fight to get fucking Thiago off 30 million. They won't have the money.
But Salah or Mane, one of them will go next summer. Fucking certain of it. One of them will go to Madrid, mate, and I guarantee you they'll go for Sancho. Replace him.
Yeah, because of the age. Because Salah is 29, 30. Mane is also around that age. Firmino is around that age. They would want a striker as well, because Firmino is getting, because Jota is just a backup. He's not like, I mean, he's a good striker, but he's a backup. He's meant to be a
Jota, I'd
backup
have
at
took
Liverpool.
Jota tonight. I think Jota's class.
Yeah, but I
Jimenez
think Liverpool.
isn't he?
Yeah, but for Liverpool standard, they were one of first team of striker. That's why they wanted Werner, but he went to Chelsea.
Mick Whelan, welcome. Not seen you in comments before. He says, not against Cavani coming in at all. We signed Ibra and Larson. Totally forgot about Larson, mate. Both for 35, but the key is Sancho coming in also.
Larson, Jesus Christ, well, he came in on loan, didn't he, for like a month or two, just to help bolster the squad.
Lau says Alaba would never move away from German clubs. He wants to stay near Austria and in German-speaking country. He has said in many German interviews, but I don't get it why they keep linking him to clubs.
So something to do with contracts. He's not quite signing it, but
yeah. Right, boys. Anything you want to mention?
Not really.
I suppose really we can touch on the 2 loan deals.
Oh yeah, we have signed somebody though.
Yeah, some kid, isn't it?
No, Charlie McNeil.
16-year-old kid. Really?
No, we've signed Charlie McNeil from Manchester City. Apparently, he's got something like 600 fucking goals at youth level. He did play for Manchester United, but then went to City from United, and now we've signed him back. And I think it ultimately will cost us like £750,000. But apparently, he's supposed to be sick.
I did read we signed another 16-year-old today.
Yeah.
But right, Pereira then, Diedrich. He's gone to Lazio on a year loan. Good, right move, wrong move?
Right move.
Yeah.
Well, no, right move. But I think, in my opinion, I think Lingard should have been going before Pereira.
Yeah.
I think Lingard. I think you could get more money for Lingard as well. But,
okay, fair enough. Pankaj, what do you think?
Pereira,
Italian
I think.
league again.
I think he'll do well, Pereira, in the Italian league, because he did
Yeah.
well in La Liga when he was at Granada. He did quite well.
Yeah.
So I think in Italy league is quite slow. I think he'll kind of, I wouldn't say he'll boss the league or he'll dominate the league, but I think he'll play really well there. He'll be a very good player there, and Dallo as well. You know,
But Delo's
I'll be
gone
so
quite sad
to
to see Delay, though.
he's gone
But
to
I'm glad
AC.
AC
he's only
Milan.
on a loan, not a permanent deal.
Yeah,
Was it AC
mm,
Milan, Diedrich? He went
AC, yeah.
yeah.
AC. Yeah. So AC Milan are paying all the way. Solskjaer. I've not read anything from Solskjaer about this one. He's mentioned. He was told court saying he thought it was a good move because Lazio are a big club for Pereira. But I've not seen any comments from him about Delo going at all.
Mm.
But
He
yeah,
didn't want
Delo's
him,
got
Dallo.
the.
I think. Yeah,
It's a really strange one. He played the 90 minutes the other night.
Like I
yeah,
said, maybe he was putting him in the shop window.
Yeah, you know.
yeah. I think so.
You look at it in one or two ways, can't you? You can say perhaps he's putting him in the shop window, or he's trying to show him, look, I can give you minutes.
Well, I think the only positive spin I can put on this one is if he's gone out on loan, I think you're guaranteed to see more of Fosu Mensah this season.
I wouldn't mind seeing, but to be fair, I want to see more youth players. Anyway, I'd rather see. I want to see Ethan Laird. I want to see. Ethan Laird, obviously. But I want to see Mengi as well. Apparently, Mengi's got quite a turn of pace, so I think he might be able to even do a job at right back.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough. The last thing, Coach, Chris Smalling,
yeah, yeah,
come back obviously from Roma, season-long loan,
hmm,
wherever it
yeah.
was. Roma have made it pretty clear they want him back on a permanent deal. United value him at, what was it, 18, 20 million?
20 million
Um,
euros.
yeah, and again, this just reeks of Woodward, mate. Oh,
Yeah,
pricing our players out of moves. You want these players off the
hmm,
books because of the wages
yeah.
and stuff, but you're pricing them out in a move. No way, mate. I totally agree with Roma. He's not worth 18, 20 million. Not with his contract
I
status.
think I
No,
think
I
Roma
disagree
even
on
bid.
that one because he was one of the best centre backs in Serie A
Hmm.
last season.
Yeah.
He did
How much?
really,
How much
really
would
well.
you
Even
pay for him?
Juventus was sniffing round him for a while.
How much would you be willing to pay for him then?
How much would I pay for him if I were?
Yeah. Roma.
I'd pay whatever. I'd definitely be worth 20 million pound of anyone's money.
Yeah.
I think even in the Premier League, it'd be worth 20 million pound of anyone's money. Definitely.
All right. Pankos, what about you?
When you're seeing the likes
Yeah, I
of Ben
think.
Goff, sorry.
Go on, go on.
No, I was going to
No,
say, when you're
what?
seeing the likes of Godfrey, and I really,
Yeah,
really rate
yeah,
Godfrey, as you'll know, he's just gone from Norwich to Everton for 25 million. You're not telling me
hmm,
he's not fucking thing is miles better than Chris Smalling.
hmm.
Fair enough. Yeah. Put it in that context. I think it just shows you where the money is in terms of the football this summer. The money's in the Premier League. A lot of these Italian and Spanish clubs, they're wanting to do loan deals, and they're
What I
trying to
think.
force options to buy in the
What,
contracts.
what I think about Smalling is I think he is worth 20 million, but I think Roma. Those rumors about Roma putting out another bid of about 17 million euros, and United said 20. So and now I think they were asking for 30. I guess I don't know. I think now I don't know if it was the case because they haven't agreed anything. But I think Chris Smalling is leaving this window. I think it's about how much value they're off. Uh, so there's
Okay.
still time to get the deal done. You know, I think
Well,
he's
Lau,
going.
Lau says he'd do Smalling for 30 million. I mean,
Yeah,
Probably be worth it
that's
after the season
coinciding.
he had. But I think Mick Williams put in the best comment of all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just see this. Yeah. Having a meltdown, not against Grant, against Woodward, Glazers and the ball. Well, mate, this is the same. This is the same guy that's fucking. He's got friends high up in United, isn't he? So
mm,
yeah,
You see, I had a bit of a pop at that whole thing today. He put, I'm still in the 90% club, but if United don't get Sancho, then I'm going to kick off basically. And I said, well, even if we do get Sancho, you should be kicking off anyway.
it's
They
too
should
late.
still be getting,
yeah,
no, even if we'd have got him at the beginning, they're parasites.
You know,
The Glazers are
these
fucking
type of
parasites.
fans. These type of
Regardless of
fans
whether they're
plays.
doing it, regardless whether it's around transfers,
Yeah,
whether it's about the way the fucking clubs ran, whether it's about the way
yeah,
the stadiums ran. The stadium's got a
mm,
fucking leaky fucking roof that's not been fucking fixed. The way that they fucking treat some of our ex pros, the way they've treated ex players like fucking Rio Ferdinand. They're
yeah.
fucking idiots, and they need to fuck off.
But to be honest, Corbridge and these guys are. I don't want to say anything like. I don't want to mention names, but these guys, this group of people, or this loads of people in connected, right? They only live for signings. I know we guys we want signings, but they only if a signing happens, they wouldn't go glazes out. But you need to go glazes out, respect of whether we're getting signings or
Yeah.
we're not getting signings. You know, because these glazers they have been such for a long time before Oli, before David Moyes, those protests and things, and just because it didn't work in the past, it doesn't mean you can't work it. You can't, keep going
Well,
on for a whole season. Like, what's wrong?
didn't
They only do it. They only do it. Sorry, hold on. They only do it when it's a transfer window, when we're not doing any business. So it's glazes out, glazes. That's what I've noticed the pattern, right? When the season starts, everyone forgets about it. No one says glazes out. If when a performance goes bad, then they go glazes out. When the performance goes well, no one really comes out and say glazes out. I don't get it.
well
It should be for every game.
at some point in the season, I think it was round about January, December, there was obviously fans
Yeah.
singing in the ground, Ed Woodward, you're going to die, and all that lot. And apparently, a lot of the people in that seating section actually lost their season tickets the week after. They weren't there. The people that were sat in those places weren't there the week after.
But saying someone to die
So
is
they
really wrong.
probably
That's the
got
wrong
moved.
way.
But it's
But that's the
just,
wrong way of doing it. Yeah, it's just. I mean, you can't say someone to die. I mean, that's wrong.
well,
Like,
you
but if you
no, but I'm saying though, the people that were singing anti-Glacier songs in the ground, they were all a big section
yeah.
of them were singing. The week after, the
Oh.
following match, they'd been moved.
Hmm.
They weren't
Okay.
together. They'd
Okay.
had the season tickets taken off them apparently. But then you've got
Okay.
other things like MUTV, the whole fucking Paddy Karen thing. You've got
Yeah.
you've got a fan channel, well, not a fan channel, a fan phone in where you're not letting people phone in. As soon as when they do phone in and tell you that they're pissed off against the Glazers or Ed Woodward, they're cutting them off.
Right. Okay.
Hmm.
Right. Let me just bring things out a minute. Right. Mohammed makes a good point up here. Hi, Jared. I did wave to you, mate. That was for you. Mohammed said, "Stadium disabled fans put just behind the goal. Don't know which genius came up with that." Jared said, "Look, this is the absolute worst case scenario. Woodward is a fucking criminal, and honestly, no one wants our shit fucking players. I hate this club at this point. Hope Jose batters the shit out of us. Also, I don't know what Pankaj is talking about. Being positive to the point of being delusional makes zero sense. Cavani is a grandfather, and this is criminal how we have conducted this window. Fuck United."
That's harsh. No, can I now come on against what he has said?
Yeah. Hang on, hang on,
Basically.
hang on, hang on,
Uh,
hang on. And then Lau
yeah.
says, Glazer hates it so much bullshit. They have spent a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh,
If we just have got bad management and coaching after Sir Alex Ferguson. Right, go on,
Hmm.
Pankaj.
No, what I was saying is it's kind of wrong. Like saying Mourinho is gonna. I hope Mourinho is gonna batter the shit out of us. Like as a fan, okay, I'm also Glazers out. I can see what is happening, but I'm gonna support my team. I want my team to win every game. I'm gonna be a support. What a supporter does to support the team. And for saying like being negative about us signing, like I don't get this fans because okay, we won't sign anyone. It's we moan. We signed someone with the Cavani. He's not a bad player. Like we're not signing someone like Dembele, who is going to be injury prone for almost the whole season. And look at his injury record at Barcelona. Fucking, what is he going to do? Like come in. Cavani, at least he can do something. He's going to provide us something like as a backup. Like people being negative about it, I don't understand. When Cavani, let him sign. If he comes in Cavani, if he does well for us, I'm going to back the sign. And if he does well, like irrespective, we backed Igalo. Who was Igalo? Who the fuck was Igalo when he came in? But no one complained. Who complained about Igalo? You tell me. Was he a top rated striker, Igalo? He
Mate,
well,
wasn't.
I've,
no.
Everyone, but no
I've,
one
But
complained. No one
I,
complained about him.
I
So
can
can
tell
I
I
don't
you,
fight?
get this shit.
Can
I can
I
tell
can
you
I
a
bring
channel
one
at the
back
moment.
for the whole this Glazer thing is bullshit. I can't disagree with you enough. I don't think there's a strong enough word for me to disagree with you on that. You're saying it's to do with bad management. Who are the people hiring the people that are hiring the bad
Yeah.
management?
Yeah.
The CEO. Who hired the CEO? The Glazers.
Glazers.
Who hired Matt Judge? Ed Woodward. Who hires Ed
Yeah.
Woodward? Who helps
Yeah.
Glazers buy the club? Ed Woodward.
Yeah.
And you're saying that they've spent a lot. Yeah, they've spent a lot, but only when we're out of the Champions League. They don't tend to spend a lot once we're in the Champions League. Man City's owners, since they came in 2008, have put £1 billion in. The Glazers have taken £1 billion out. For anybody to say the anti-Glazers thing is bullshit, that is, you're entitled to your own opinion. It's a fan channel, I get that, but no.
But leaders, there's a way to do protest. I mean, you can be anti.
Protest
There's a
won't
way to do
work
it.
because of how many fans we've got. And I'm not going to slag this off. I'm not saying any fans are at fault for this, but the only way to have hurt the Glazers, if you could have, would be an empty stadium. Obviously, we're living in that situation now with COVID-19, so that's that's just one of those things. But that would have been something that would have hurt the Glazers, but it's also an impossible thing to do because you've got season tickets, so these people get charged for these tickets and these seats anywhere. And if they don't turn up, sometimes they actually get done for not turning up. I don't know whether you knew that. If you got a season ticket and you don't turn up for certain matches, you get done. But if you did stop going and the stadium, for whatever reason, had a mass protest and nobody turned up to the game, United, the Glazers, had won either still getting the money or those tickets would fucking sell out just as fucking quick because we're that big of a fucking club. If you literally took all the tickets that had already been sold for United, all 75,000 of them, and took them, put them back into someone else would snap them up like that. You could probably sell that ground 3-4 times over on a match day.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's an impossible thing. Unless somebody comes in and buys the club, nothing's going to work. But the thing is, anybody buying the club has also got to buy not only the club's valuation, so maybe $2 billion, they've also got to take on the £500 million in debt. So you see what I mean? That's probably why they keep the debt there. So nobody comes to buy them because they're thinking in their mind, well, if we're valued at $2 billion, you're going to have to spend 2.5 to get us. Do you know what I mean?
Mohammed says spending money and spending money intelligently are two different things. Glazer and Ed Woodward are to blame. They are the one who signs and approves on stuff. They are to blame. And then Lau says, this is a bit off topic. Anyway, has there been now British? Asda been now?
Yeah, they've just been purchased by two brothers from Blackburn, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm originally from.
Jared said it's just absolutely demoralising and over. We are 10 years behind any top clubs, and this window shows me coaches like LVG and Josie had lists and ways to build something here. Woodward did nothing. Jared, mate, I remember having discussions with you saying, the lists that he had: Champions League, Europa League, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth choices of positions, and. I still remember the interview he did out in the American tour, Jose, where he said he'd be happy with 3, 2, 1. It's.
Can I just say one thing, to go off topic a little bit? But this season is almost mirroring. The season after Jose got us second, that season we signed a right back from Portugal, we signed a midfielder, and we signed a goalkeeper for free. If things keep going at the rate that they will do, if we don't get Cavani and we get Tellez, well, it means we've got a goalkeeper, Henderson, for free, in a sense. We'll get Tellez, a left back from Portugal, and a midfielder. This season is so much, it's creepy. Obviously, if Cavani does sign, that breaks the cycle, but it's a free signing. This season, it's becoming so much like a carbon copy of that season. And it was the same under Van Gaal. The season we got into the Champions League, I think he didn't. The season before that, I think we spent money on Di Maria, Daley Blind, Ander Herrera, Luke Shaw. I think there was like 150 million spent. Season afterwards, we got Schweinsteiger for 10 million, Schneiderlin for like 20 million, and Depay for like 20 million. 50 million. So it goes every single time they're out the Champions League, they'll pump money in. And when we're in the Champions League, they won't pump as many out. They'll pump in about 50 or 60.
I think the way the transfer's going, mate, people are so blind to this Sancho thing. They're
Yeah.
they're focusing on nothing else, mate. It's just that
Because
man,
Yeah.
Sancho. That's
and you
it.
can't
That's all they
blame them
care
though.
about.
You can't
No,
blame
you
them, no
can't.
more, because they've had something dangled in front of their nose for
Hmm.
6 weeks, arguably longer.
Yeah.
Arguably longer before the. I'm talking not just the last 6 weeks of the transfer window being open, since lockdown, probably before lockdown. So when did we go into lockdown again? Was it March, end of February?
Yeah, March it was.
So we've had this dangled in front of our nose for that long.
Hmm.
And so you can blame people just literally having tunnel vision. I've got it. I'm not going to act like I'm not. In my head, it's kind of Sancho or nothing.
Yeah.
The way United do business is kind of, I don't understand, because with the Sancho, okay, if it's difficult to get Sancho, right, you could have worked on some other deals which are really reasonable and really good players. You could have worked on them, and then try and get Sancho later on the last week, or to try and get him and put in a bid. So we don't have to panic, like, because it's like, it's kind of like, okay, Cavani is a good signing, but it feels like as if we had maybe. I don't want to say it because I'm positive, but it seems like, they have to get someone like a striker, because obviously they are looking for a striker, but it's a second choice, third choice striker. It's kind of, we need a striker desperate, so it's kind of out of desperate to get someone in, and we got him. He's a good player, but we got him to just get him in, so it can, so people, fans can get really excited and happy. I'm not really like, I'm not really happy. I'm excited about Cavani, but he's a good player, but I'm not really happy about it, like that we act in such a way, or we
But
do
yeah,
business in such a way.
yeah,
Yeah.
because the joy is literally sucked out of us. Even if, like I said, even if we
Yeah.
signed fucking Kimmich or Goretzka or Alfonso Davies tomorrow,
Hmm.
it'd still be
Yeah.
just like, it
So
is what it
depressing.
is.
Depressing.
Well, Jared said
Yeah.
Sancho would have been a great move. Sounds
Yeah.
like
Could,
Jared's given up on it.
mm,
Um,
Yeah.
Lau says, to be honest, I want to say something. I find it hard to say. Basically, we have a mediocre attack and bad coaching. That's it. We change all positions, spend a lot, but no one touches Martial, Lingard, or Rashford.
Lingard,
Jared
no,
says,
but Lingard's horrid.
Lingard.
Lingard just shouldn't
well,
even
I
be
mean,
at our club.
Jared replies to him and he says, Lingard is poison, Lau, but we knew that for years. We knew that years ago. Never replaced or
Mm.
moved on because he's a very marketable player. I honestly couldn't be
Mm.
more annoyed with the state of this club. Bring the bonfire song back. Mate, I mean,
Yep.
that's the fact. I mean, Jared's American for those that don't
Mm.
know. So, I mean, that's
Mm.
an American point of view there of what,
Yeah.
how that part of the
I
world
mean,
are thinking.
Jared, if
Yeah.
you might be able to answer me this one, we discussed it over there, but who is it that the Glazers own in America? Is
Tampa
it
Bay,
Tampa
isn't it?
Bay?
Tampa
Tampa
Bay.
Bay. I mean,
Yeah.
do you know much about NFL? I mean, what are those fans like? What do they think of the Glazers as owners? Because I do know, like, I once heard something that they basically bought the Tampa Bay pretty much the way they did with us, where they didn't put any money down. They somehow got it like through a loan deal, and then they kind of said to like this fucking the city of Tampa, whatever, I don't fucking know, that if you want a new stadium, you lot are going to pay for it. So what they did was they made everyone pay an extra $1 a month tax to pay for the stadium for them, rather than them paying for their own fucking stadium. That's what they're kind of like. It's like they're buying things with invisible money.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, he knows about Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's wait for Jared to reply then. Lau says people who don't want Cavani are only bothered about his dominating nature in the dressing room. He was simply want to be the first name on the team sheet. He gave Neymar hard times too. I remember that, mate. There was a lot of stories about him and Neymar not getting along when
Oh
Neymar joined
God.
PSG. Um,
Because they want his
and
big main man, didn't they?
yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
I think, do you know what? It could be. I know it's going to sound really strange, but it could be the character
Mm.
in that dressing room that likes to fire up these players' asses. This
Yeah.
could be the guy who doesn't let, say, some of the team get through a game half-assed.
Mm.
Yeah. He's
You
a
know,
winner.
it's
Like he knows
That's
how
what I
to.
like. That's
Yeah.
what I used to like about Bruno. That's that's what I like about Bruno. That's what I used to like about Herrera. You'd see like fucking, come on, let fucking
Yeah.
get stuck in.
Come on. Yeah.
Besides Bruno at the minute, I don't see that coming from it, especially Maguire. Maguire's our captain. big bloke. He should be the one fucking, especially from that back line. And Martin said it. He has no bite about him. He should be the one shouting forward, fucking press up, fucking tuck in, fucking get stuck in. But he doesn't.
Do you know what? I see more watching Bailly, right, in the last couple of games, right, that he's played. I've seen more organisation from Bailly putting his arms out like that and talking to Lindelof, especially in that last game against Brighton in the Cup, right, than I've seen Maguire do since the start of the season. And I've never been taken with Maguire as the club captain. Never. I don't think Pogba as a vice captain or whatever works at all. They're just
there's
not
no
vocal
point.
enough.
You need somebody that's going to fucking be screaming at the players around you. Like, could you imagine, right, in a fucking alternate universe where Paul Pogba and Roy Keane play in the same team and fucking Paul Pogba screaming at Roy Keane?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Just...
But you know what I want to say here. I'm just a bit concerned about Cavani because I remember a game with PSG. Right, he had a fight with Neymar. He wanted to take a penalty, and then he missed that penalty. Remember that game? And it was kind of a chaos thing. So I'm sounding like Bruno takes penalties first, right, in a game. So what if if Cavani is not completed yet? We don't know if he'll come or not. It's not done yet. But if he comes in and if there's a scenario where he's arguing with Bruno that I want to take the penalty because Bruno is a type of player he's an ego player as well in a good way because he wants to he shouts at players and he's vocal kind of thing. So if they kind of have a fight or something because it's happened with the Neymar thing, so I'm a bit concerned.
I'll tell you now, that won't happen, right? Purely and simple. Neymar came after Cavani was already at PSG, right?
It took the penalty things off of Cavani.
So now you ain't going to get Cavani coming to Manchester United demanding he takes penalties and all that shit. That won't happen because Ollie, they'll make sure they'll tell him you ain't on penalties. You may be second or third down the pecking order if Bruno's not on or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You ain't taking free kicks. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. You're coming in as this, and that'll be it. So he's coming into a club. He's not already there, and Jared says, 100% Diedrich, they are poison. Also, the difference with the NFL and the Premier League is there is a salary cap in the NFL, so they have to spend money.
So they had to spend it then, just
like with Tom Brady. It's not investing. It's not a choice.
So they had to do it to balance out the books. Do you mean
balance books out? Yeah. Keno would tell Pogba where to go, says Mohammed. Jared says they are the most hated ownership operation in sports and they suck the blood out of all the other teams to fund whichever needs money. Can't stress that I despise Cavani. He would have passed it. Mick says Oppo's going nuclear right now. 220k per week for Cavani and 10 million in agent fees. I despair regarding the goons running our club. But again, you know what I mean? 10 million, right? For a striker that you're going to get 2 years out of, it's the perfect stopgap. It's the perfect Woodward way. It's a deal that makes so much sense.
This is the thing. Goldbridge, we might as well say his fucking name. But Goldbridge, this is the same. Fucking sue me then. I've got nothing. The guy was saying a couple of months ago. He was saying, "Oh, we need to get a striker. We need to get a striker." We got linked with Jimenez. He kicked off saying, "Oh, how are they doing this to Martial? It's wrong what they're doing." And now we're going for somebody that's going to be second string to Martial. He's still kicking off.
You can't.
I don't understand the guy. This is the same guy that we were saying the other week. Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, these are all obvious signings. Where's the shrewd bit of businesses, the players that we haven't heard of? We got linked to one player from Juventus called Uri Rakic or something, who none of us had heard of. And he was going off his fucking head. No, not Mourinho. Uri Rakic. And he was going off his head going, who the fucking hell is this lad? Who's this lad? So what? He just does things reactionary.
And the young lad from Atlanta as well.
I think it's Traore. But I think that was
no one saw Van der Beek coming, mate. I never see him mention that.
He said a day before we signed him, "Oh, this is bollocks. We're not in for it."
Yeah. No one saw the Van der Beek coming, and I remember saying to George Kyle, the signs we'll get will be under the radar that no one expects. because it's just the way they do business. Jared says, why would anyone listen to a subpar Cavani who's 35? He's 33, Jared, as well as another overpriced old person. It's a deflating signing. And will crush the morale of the squad. The season will be really, really bad. Jared says 100% Diedrich, and then Mohammed says that guy is mental. Right, which one, Mohammed? Who you on about?
Which
Diedrich?
one?
You
Me,
know me on
me.
Lowbridge.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to see more, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Marcus, are you in support of the Cavani signing? I just want to know from you because it seems like fans don't really. They're kind of going into negative that it's going to be bad. Like, how can it's how is it going to be bad? The season is already bad without no signings. Like,
Do you know
apart from
what?
Wonder
Right?
Beach.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna diss the guy before he's even kicked the ball. Right. Zlatan did it at 35 years old, and I thought to myself then, and I can remember saying it on with Mark. I don't think the guy can cut it. I think he's too old. I don't think United should be doing it. And in a I was right and I was wrong because the goals that were easier to score against the big teams, he missed. The goals that were hard against the lesser teams, he scored. And I used to say to Mark, if we could just combine Lukaku, who could score against the big team, with Zlatan, who can score against the lower teams, put them in one.
Whoa, no. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Marcus, but did you just say fucking Lukaku scored against the big teams?
No,
Lukaku used to put in decent goals against big teams.
no,
He
no.
never scored one goal against one of the top four. He never scored against City. He never scored against Liverpool. Never scored against Tottenham. Never scored against Arsenal.
Well, anyway,
he won
scored
against
PSG.
Chelsea.
He scored against PSG.
The point was,
they're not a big team in the Premier League.
The point was, if you could combine the two, we would have had the perfect striker. But it just didn't work, right? So, in order, I'm quite willing to give Cavani a shot. I really am. He's 2 years younger. He's got a great goal record for Paris Saint-Germain. He's got the right characteristics I think United need for a striker because I think our front three are just too soft.
Fucking Helen Keller.
but yeah, like Jared and everyone is saying, the wages are a problem.
Oh god!
Have you seen what he's put?
Who's that, Jared?
He's put Cavani is a problem. How do we pay 220k to a backup striker? This club is being run as successfully as Helen Keller driving. Fuck it. Do you know who Helen Keller was?
No.
Fucking deaf mute in the 18th century.
What's
Deaf, blind, and mute.
Nice. Lukaku never scored against Big Six. Yeah. So what
I think you got those two mixed up there, Marcus, because Zlatan was the one that used to score against the big teams and not score against the shit.
Yeah. So that's what I was on about. You combine the two, we had the perfect striker, but it just never worked. So I think with Cavani, you got to give it a chance. I don't think you should write him off straight away. Obviously, the wages are a problem. I mean, if that's right there, 220k a week, 10 million.
I don't think it will be though. I think that's. I heard 175. I can't see it being 220k.
Saint Maximin were saying Newcastle 1-0 up as well.
That's another player we should have been looking at. Saint Maximin is a good player.
Yeah, I think he's right, mate. Right side.
They absolutely love him up here.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Yeah,
he was linked with PSG not so long ago as well.
Did you see? He scored against. I can't say it live on there.
Why?
Okay, did you not see the fan? I think it was back last January. They won in the FA Cup, and one of their fans ran down to the touchline and whipped his chopper out and started windmilling.
I never saw that. Lau says if Sancho joined United, then we better have Cavani too. We need finishers. I mean, Lau's Jared says, look at the business Levy did. Every signing, great value, or able to start paying for them next year. I really envy what Spurs have done. I believe even in tough situations, they backed Jose. Impressive. You got to say, mate. I think Tottenham's had a good window.
See, I don't like. I really don't like Levy. I think that the Regulion deal stinks of small club mentality because you're literally saying, first we'll have him in the now, but if he ever becomes world class, you can have him back for fucking next to nothing.
And
Well,
the Gareth Bale one, right?
Yeah,
The Gareth Bale
Regulion,
one.
Gareth Bale. They've just got that
Yeah.
Brazilian Vinicius, haven't they? Carlos.
Yeah,
whatever his name
Martin
is.
was really pissed off about that, weren't he?
Mm.
Vinicius.
Yeah. And I want to
Yeah,
say about
I
the
mean,
Gareth Bale one, the Gareth Bale. Sorry to interrupt. The Gareth Bale one.
It's
People, people say like, oh, what a sign! Like Spurs signed him. You know, what a signing, great signing. I've seen here talking about that. Oh, but they signed him on loan, right? But people talking about it, but he's injury prone. Man. I mean, come on, man. And they're saying, oh, what a signing! Spurs are getting mad over it, like something small club mentality. I don't care.
I seen
business.
United fans 3 days before that saying,
Come on.
I don't want Bale. Fuck that. He's a fucking
Yeah,
disgrace.
fuck that.
He's more interested in playing golf. He's injury prone.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Tottenham signed him, they're like, I can't believe Woodward's not even signed him. Can't believe we're not even in for him. It's like,
and it's
what?
good business. And it's good business by Levy.
Yeah, absolutely mental.
Incredible.
We should turn this into a podcast because we're like an hour and 10 minutes deep.
I mean, look. I mean, negotiation-wise. I mean, negotiation-wise, they may be better than us. Like every club is. But in terms of the business Levy has done, is not good.
Well, Jared's got a point here. Look, you put, oh my God, they are getting Bale for less than we will be paying for Cavani. Which, yeah.
We're not paying for Cavani. We're not like paying
free transfer.
Free transfer,
10 million agent fees, 220k
how much
a
we have
week.
to pay agent fees? Shit, man.
Yeah.
That's probably why Atletico didn't want to go for it. Or as Pankad said, Real Madrid.
But then it's a transfer. It's a free transfer. So you got to pay the player like it's always like a fee in terms of you got to do that irrespective because a free transfer is you can talk to the player and then you have to pay the fee to the player and then so it is obvious.
Lau says Levy and Jose off topic, but they are a disaster. Just 2 weeks ago, Spurs fans were on war against them too. It can change again.
I'd give that till January, that little partnership. That's not going to last long.
Lau says Jose is toxic. Jared says, 220k a week, 10 million agent fees versus Bale, which Madrid pay almost 2/3 of the wages. So, I mean, if you look at it like that. Right, before we wrap up then, boys, 2 days left. I don't think anything major is going to happen. But who would you say has done the best business so far in the Premier League? Pankard?
Chelsea.
Yeah, right. You go on Chelsea straight away.
Chelsea, we can't argue. I can't think of anyone. But even City have done good business.
I think Chelsea,
But you could argue City because they signed Ruben Diaz. Torres looks good. He got an assist. But I would say Chelsea because of the amount of signings and the quality players they've got in. So Chelsea.
No? Right. Let's wrap it up then, boys. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
Tonight.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, if anyone's watching, I don't know whether we're still doing it, but just in case we are, would you be able to, if you're interested in doing the score prediction, we do a predictor league, so if you could tweet at the report card 20. Mate, I don't know whether we're doing it or not though, because Mark said he's having a bit of technical issues.
I just gave my prediction as well, so please check it out.
You've just done what?
I gave my prediction as well, so I'm telling everyone to check it out. Yeah.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Hang on a minute. Whoa. We ain't going to stop there because this is news to me. What are you doing, Pankard? What are you doing secretly in the background?
What do you mean by secretly?
Well, I never knew about this.
What, he gave me the score prediction tomorrow?
I actually personally messaged Mark the
I
prediction.
thought you meant you do something yourself then for a minute.
No. I was just promoting the stuff. I was just promoting the stuff about.
Right, you're lucky. I'll let you off that. Man. Right, you're lucky. Me and you nearly had words once we finished. Right, okay. Cheers for coming on, boys. Much appreciated.
Yeah, cheers. Always a pleasure.
Comments as well. Lau, Jared, Mohammed, Alex. I forget who else was in there.
Jared.
Yeah, I mentioned Jared, Mohammed.
Jared, we had Mick Watt, we had Mick Whelan.
Yeah, Mick Whelan.
Mikel Lau.
Alex was in here.
United 7 Alex.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks everyone for watching, and
Yeah.
yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and see you tomorrow for you previewing match
Yeah.
line up tomorrow, Diedrich.
I might do.
You might. Okay. Right, you
Yeah.
might do. If not, there will be the post match as normal tomorrow, about 10 minutes after the game finishes. All right, so be
Mm.
sure to check out for that as well. All right. So
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
See you all later.